Hi, my name is Nadeem Iqbal. I'm going to talk to you about the documentation maintained in the system. The records and reports. Project documentation is used as an evidence in case of claims. There are different type of documents such as files and records. It is preferable to establish a filing system for an entire company or agency rather than to depend upon record keeping system designed for an individual project. So you're better off developing a system which is for the entire company. So because the projects can start and end on specific dates. So you are not going to develop a documentation system only for a specific project, but rather you develop a system which can be used by any project and several projects at the same time. Construction filing system of a major engineering firm. In the major engineering firm, you keep individual project records. The daily construction diary is not a substitute for the daily construction report, which describes the construction progress and normally receives wider distribution. So a project representative, he's going to keep a daily construction diary. But that does not mean that the diary that he's maintaining is a substitute for the construction report. A daily construction report has to be published, and this report is then distributed across all the different entities within the organization. There are construction records, and there are progress of which includes progress of the work, even the telephone calls that you make, there's a record for that. You talk to such and such person on such and such topic and at such and such time. Why you keep that record? So that, down the road, if you have a claim, you can reach out to those records. Tests of materials. A record should be kept of all the material sample sent out to the lab for testing. You need to track the materials that have been sent out and the reports that came back after the testing. Diary. A daily diary should be maintained by each member of the field staff. Log of submittals, all materials being transmitted to the architect or project engineer through the resident project representative, that log has to be maintained. Again, it will be helpful in any kind of claim. Construction field office files. Upon completion of the work, the files should be turned over to the architect, who will retain some and forward the others to the owner for retention. The field office file should include the following categories. So once the project is complete, the project representative is supposed to take all the files and give them over to the architect or an engineer. So the files which are relevant for the architect's office or the engineer's office, they will keep them, and rest of the documentation they send to the owner. The documentation that is sent to the owner also includes some warranty documents and other details of the drawings, so that if down the road, if something happens to the project, so the owner has complete documentation and drawings and specifications of the construction. This in the documentation that is sent, it includes correspondence, the job drawings, the shop drawings, requisitions that were made, the reports that were generated, any test samples, and also the tests that were done. Daily construction reports. The content of a daily construction report should include the project name, the job number, the client's name, the contractor. And when you put the contractor's name, you always put the general contractor name. You do not put the subcontractor name, because the project's contract is with the general contractor. Name of the project manager for the design organization. Your report number and date of the report is also needs to be put. Average field force and both supervisory and non-supervisory. the number of the employees that working on the project, that should also be listed. And then you keep the log of the work commenced. What is the status of the work in progress and all the new work that started. Construction diary is an important document. It should be remembered that it is frequently necessary to consult a field diary to give testimony during a court trial. So that is a very important document and it needs to be tracked. And once the project ends, the construction diaries need to be field diaries. They need to be given to the office. Although it is wise for the inspector to retain a copy of its contents, the diary must normally be turned in with the job records at the end of the construction project. So it's better to return that in. Content of the construction diary: record telephone calls made or received, record any work or material in place that does not correspond with the drawings, record time and name of the contractor's representative, note any unforeseen conditions observed by the inspector that may cause a slowdown by the contractor. So if the project management team representative sees and observes that there is a slowdown of work, so he should immediately make a note of it in the diary. Record all field errors made by any party at the site. Who should maintain diaries and daily reports? A construction diary should be kept by every individual involved in the project. The daily construction report by comparison is prepared and submitted only by the resident project representative. Although the different entities working on the project maintain their own diaries, but the one diary which is prepared and submitted is the resident project representative's diary. So there, because the resident project representative is the focal point, so whatever he has document carries weight. Documentation of dangerous safety hazards warning. Action taken by the owner's field representative, contractor, and from safety's perspective that needs to be documented. Failure to document could result in serious charges being unfairly logged against the design organization or owner for failure to take affirmative action in case of a death. So this is so critical. So whenever there is a safety issue or whenever there is a safety near miss, you have to document that. Even if it's a near miss, nothing happened, it was a near miss, you document it and take action on avoiding that hazard. Because you see down the road, if there is a trial, then that diary can be produced in the court as a proof that you took all the preventive actions. Job conferences. This includes management meetings. What are job conferences? I mean, a job conference could be a management meeting. It could be a safety meeting, coordination and scheduling meeting. Resident project representative should attend all such functions, fully prepared to document information transacted at each such meeting. So the project management team's representative, while he is attending that, he should take minutes of the meeting. He or she should always be prepared before going to the meeting and stay on top of the project. During the meeting, take careful notes and also take minutes of the meeting. Here is an example of the minutes of the meeting. This is a real life example of one of the meeting that was held in 2019. If you notice, at the top, you put the subject, then you put date of the meeting, then you put the place where the meeting was held, then all the attendees who participated in that meeting and their organizations, and then you provide a list of all the items that were discussed. Item number one, what was the discussion and what was it decided, that who's going to take action on that issue and when is it supposed to complete. So this is an example of the minutes of the meeting. I have some questions which I'll go through. Please try to develop an understanding based on the answers of the questions. Question number 6. This is the same order that as a continuation of the previous questions. When construction material are delivered to the project site, they should be inspected as soon, inspected after they have been installed, inspected just prior to installation, or no need to inspect them. So what's the correct answer? The correct answer is A, inspected as soon as after delivery as possible. Question number 7. Carefully documented project records should be kept in the form of a daily construction progress report, a monthly summary report, bar charts and S-curves, daily construction progress reports, and diaries. What is the correct answer? The correct answer is D, daily construction progress reports. Question number 8. If there is a conflict between various parts of the contract documents, which of the following will generally prevail? A, the drawings, B, shop drawings, C, specifications, D, invitation for bids. The correct answer is C, specifications. Question on all construction work where the owner/engineer has assigned an inspector or resident project representative to inspect the work, the inspector or resident project representative should do the following. A, inspect the work during construction and notify the contractor of any non-conforming items of work as soon as they are discovered. B, inspect the work during construction and notify the contractor of any non-conforming work after completion of the particular structure. C, inspect all of the work after waiting until the project is completed. D, tell the contractor in advance how the work should be done so that the owner is assured of a proper job. So what's the correct answer? The correct answer is A, inspect the work during construction. Question number 10. In the daily handling of problems during the relationship between the contractor and owner, engineer, resident project representative, the resident project representative should do which of the following? Interrupt the contractor when the superintendent is attempting to explain, listen to the contractor's side of the problem, listen to the contractor's side of each problem or protest, and then without further consideration. D, refuse to discuss the problem or protest at all. The correct answer is B, listen to the contractor's side of each problem or protest, then discuss the matter amicably and reach a judgment reflecting a cooperative attitude. Next question. We go to contractor submittals. The normal recommended procedure for handling of submittals from the contractor is to require that all such submittals, for example, shop drawings, samples, certificates, or other similar items be made directly to the resident project representative. Construction photographs, more and more reliability is being placed upon the use of digital photography to document it. So as part of the documentation, you're also required to take photographs of different project progresses. Basically, it is the resident project representative who will be called upon to do the photography. Electronic project administration. Here is a general example of electronic posting of bidding opportunity and advertisement. You see, like in California state, they bid they put the bidding opportunity advertisement in this format online. BIM. BIM is a digital representation of building process to facilitate exchange and interoperability of information in digital format. A building information model is created from a library of components such as doors, walls, and windows found in a database. So what it is that they have a database of windows and different components of a project, let's say of a building, and based using the BIM model, they would take those components, put that together, and it becomes a BIM. These components have real properties such as fire rating, manufacturer, and material. As the database changes, any instances of those items in the model can automatically reflect these changes. So these different items which are in the BIM model, they have metadata. Metadata is the data which explains the details, will provide you the details of those items. So that metadata is also available. So if you in your BIM model you put a door in that room of the BIM model, so the door would have a specification, and that specification is stored in the database. Why is BIM important? BIM is important because better coordinated construction documents, all the documents are easily available, and there is a better coordination between the client and the owner and the construction contractor. If there is a change to the doors, that change is reflected any place it shows up: floor plans, elevations, door schedules, or details. So if there is any change, it automatically is rippled all across the model. We can create what-if scenarios to project potential issues they might encounter during construction. A conflict between a pipe and duct could cost tens of thousands of to resolve in the field, but can be avoided in a BIM model. So if you are trying to resolve an issue, so you use the BIM model, you make changes in the BIM model and do the impact analysis. Pictures taken of the inside of the wall during construction can be linked directly to the wall in the model, thus giving owner a much richer and more accurate set of as-built drawings. So in the BIM model, you can also link that to photographs, which are in the real life photographs. And with that photographs be linked into the model, when the owner looks at the model, it would give a true impression of what the construction project status is. BIM and integrated project delivery introduces the idea of shared risk among the designer, owner, and contractor. The focus here is on a shared project goals rather than the individual. So with this BIM model, the owner, the contractor, the designers, they're all looking at the model together. They're trying to improve it. They're trying to visualize it. So there is a ownership, a shared risk component over here. That it's like everybody working together. The results in greater collaboration about project teams and help resolve conflicts earlier in the progress. Transitional construction or project management activities such as tracking requests for information and change order are reduced because you see, since there is a coordination between the different entities, so the number of change orders would reduce because there is better coordination. Industry trends with BIM adoption. Most large architects, engineers, and contractors are developing their BIM strategies. You have products in the industry called BIM Manager or Virtual Construction Manager. The power of visualization, coordination, or simulation and optimization from 3D, 4D, and BIM computer technologies allows to more effectively meet customer design requirements. BIM modeling has enabled clients to virtually see their project being built prior to construction. BIM also allows the contractor to virtually track, schedule, and cost through the project, as well as foresee operational conflicts between trades. So it is more of a visual depiction of what the requirements are, visual depiction of tracking the schedule and the cost instead of having it all on the paper. The project manager's responsibility is to make sure that everybody is copied on the summary of the information for each decision that was made. Now here is a real life scenario. Mohammed, a project engineer, went overseas to work on a construction project. He is the company representative of the owner. He met Adrian, a contractor employee. Mohammed wanted to travel to another city on personal trip. Adrian told him he knows a travel agent and he can get a good deal on the airline ticket. Adrian bought the ticket from the travel agent and sent to Mohammed's office on email. Mohammed paid cash to Adrian for the personal ticket. Do you see any problem in this scenario? In my lectures, I bring in some real life scenarios which are related to project management, and it gives you an insight of different situations which you will come across in your project management side, and it will invoke a thought process in you that how you will handle such a scenario. So in this scenario, what you would do you see any problem in that scenario? That Muhammad, project engineer, he went on a construction site and he met a contractor employee. The contractor employee offered him to, told him that he knows a travel agent and who can help him buy a ticket for a personal trip. Although Muhammad paid cash for the personal ticket, but is there a problem? Think about it. Yes, there is a problem. Muhammad was not allowed to interact on personal issues with the contractor. In this real life scenario, Muhammad did something wrong, unethical, and he had no way to prove it because he had paid cash for the ticket. So end result was Muhammad, the young project engineer, he lost his job. This actually happened. So I just want to bring this sign up to you so that if you come across a scenario, you know that anything which is personal, it should not be discussed, or it should not be resolved. Personal issues should not be resolved with the help of contractor. Real scenario number 2. Muhammad is a project manager working on the construction site. He is representing the owner of the project. He has employees working under him. The contractor company is supposed to provide breakfast to Muhammad's employees in the cafeteria. Muhammad tells the contractor that instead of giving breakfast, just give $15 each to his employees every morning so that they could buy their own breakfast. Do you see any problem in this scenario? So what the project manager did, he told the contractor, instead of providing breakfast to my employees, why don't you give them $15 each? They will buy their own breakfast and they don't have to go to the cafeteria. Is there a problem with that? Yes. Muhammad should not have done that because as per the contract, the cafeteria is provided by the contractor and he should not have asked the contractor to pay cash to his employees in lieu of the breakfast. Now we go to question number 11. If a discrepancy is discovered, which makes literal interpretation of the plans and specification impossible, the owner, resident project representative, or inspector should A. Tell the contractor to cut to fit, telephone the project manager, C. Work out a solution, D. Make a deal with the contractor. Correct answer is B. Telephone the project manager or engineer responsible for the plans and specification for the instructions before proceeding to work. Question number 12. When the owner, inspector, or the resident project representative or contractor superintendent leaves the project site for a while, it is permissible to do which of the following? Leave the site. Leave word that you will be out. Close the job for the day. Notify your office of your absence. Correct answer is D. Notify your office of your absence and leave a number where you can be reached. 13. When a small change is to be made in the field which will result in a departure from the original plans and specifications, the owner, engineer's resident project representative or inspector should do which of the following? Issue a change order. B. Make an oral deal with the contractor. C. Issue change order or work directive changes. D. Allow the contractor to unofficially make the change. A. Issue a change order or work directive change for each such change. 14. For a public works project, changes may not be made to any of the documents during which of the following page? after bid opening but before award of the contract. B, before opening of the bids. C, after opening of the bids. D, after award of the contract. The correct answer is C, after bid opening, but before signing of the agreement. Question number 15. If you are working for the owner engineer and you are called upon in the field to make an important decision in the field, you should tell the contractor that you cannot make a decision yourself, study the matter long enough. C, demonstrate to the contractor what an experienced, competent field engineer. Tell the contractor that you will give the matter some thought. The correct answer is B. Study the matter long enough to investigate all of the facts and their impact on other portions of the work, then return to the contractor with the decision. Thank you. That's all I have for this lecture.